Hey guys, come on in. Are you all comfy? Are you in your PJs or your comfort clothes? Or maybe you're dressed up. It's Friday and I've got my cup of tea. Have you got your cup of tea? Or your iced tea or your hot chocolate? Hey, it's so lovely to see you guys. You could also have a cup of coffee if you're not that much of a tea drinker. Or if it's evening time in Europe, hello! I know you guys might be having maybe a cup of wine. Whatever it is, I just want you to be nice and relaxed because we're going to have such a fun hour coming up ahead. I'm so excited. I'm Karen. Welcome to my third chat session of Tea with Karen. It's Friday, but yet I don't know if that really matters anymore because it's like days blurring into nights and nights blurring into days. But nonetheless, guys, tomorrow we are entering into our 9th week of quarantining. 9 weeks! Have you guys lost your minds yet? Like, are you guys keeping your sanity going? I know you guys are playing such a profound difference in my life, bringing so much joy to my social media pages, and I am truly so grateful for each and every one of you, so thank you for that. Thanks to also all of you who tuned in a few days ago on Wednesday with my gorgeous friend Adam Crosdell. That was so funny. The delayed karaoke, I still can't stop laughing and giggling about that, so apologies because everyone's hunkered down at home, so the internet speeds, which usually are so crazy fast, are much slower, so there was this massive delay, and yeah, that was just so funny. Good news is that if you want to rewatch or if you missed any of the other 2 chat sessions, then you can go to my YouTube channel, Karen David TV, and Danielle Russell, who's coming on today. That's who I'm having a cup of tea today with. I'm so excited. We share such a huge love for tea, amongst many other things. So her video will be up on my channel as well for you guys to watch afterwards. So before I bring Danielle on, the Tea with Karen challenge, and I also want to talk about this with Danielle too. Both of us were so moved to see all your posts. I know it was not an easy challenge to do, but just know that both of us are so incredibly proud of you guys. I hope that when you did that, when you wrote your list out and you looked at it, I hope it made you guys realize even more that you're so special and you're so important and you're so valid and you're so loved and you're so beautiful. So I know we might not feel that way all the time, but this whole exercise was about self-love and you guys rocked it. You guys did so well. Emma Teague is very proud of you guys, for all you Legacy fans tuning in. Hey! I'm also really excited because 2 winners are going to be drawn randomly by Danielle and I later this afternoon. I had this wonderful Australian company approach me called Baxter Blue. I love this company so much and what they stand for. It's about tech meeting wellness, so sign me up. I love my tech gadgets, but there's a wellness aspect to it. They create these non-prescription glasses that protects your eyes from digital eye strain and anti-blue light. We are all in front of our phones constantly and our laptops or computers, especially now during this quarantine. It's so important that you protect your beautiful eyes. Your sight is everything. Your eye health, the health of your eyes is so important. So they have kindly donated 2 pairs of glasses for 2 winners worth $100. So for all of you who have submitted your Tea with Karen challenge of the self-love list, your names have gone into a hat and Danielle and I are going to be drawing out. So we'll announce those winners later on. You'll get a code and then you can go straight to Baxter Blue and order your glasses. Yay! Thank you, Baxter Blue. That's so kind of you guys. Right, I am going to bring lovely Danielle on and I think she's here. So let me just click on this. Bear with me. Why isn't it popping up? Doesn't like my thumbs. No, it's so busy. It's so busy. Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay. Hello. Countdown, countdown.
Hi! It worked! I was so nervous it wasn't going to work. So I was like, how do I do this? I've never done this before.
I know. I've never done it before. The funny thing is because I'm doing a tea with my mom on Sunday. She doesn't know anything.
Aww.
So trying to show her was hilarious. But you've done very, very well.
Okay, good. Okay, good. I was watching the video. I was like, I think I'm doing this right. I was like, when should I do it?
Yeah.
I did it. It's all good.
You're on.
I've got my tea.
What tea are you drinking?
I'm drinking lemon ginger. It's yogi tea. I decided to go with herbal because it's a little later for me.
Yeah.
So.
It is. But yogi herbal tea, lemon ginger is so good. It's just, that's our kind of go-to when we're on set, isn't it? Because it just kind of rinses. I feel like it rinses.
It's good for after lunch too, after you've had a big meal and you have to go back to work and not to get lethargic or anything. I feel like it just kind of cleanses you.
Yeah. It's like hitting a reset button and your liver is saying, thank you so much.
Yeah, I know, literally.
Yeah, but you eat healthy anyway. You're quite healthy and so disciplined too.
So do you. Don't even. So do you. She's always doing keto and she's so good about it too. I've never met someone that's so good at sticking to keto. That's a hard thing to stick to. I
did keto for 2-3 months back in January. And do you remember seeing me, literally walking by catering, by all the cakes and the cookies? Yeah. And I was just like, I want some.
I know.
But I've stopped keto now. I still do keto, but I mix it up with low carb now because they say everything in moderation. But the one thing that keto really helped me with is giving up sugar. And my life has totally changed with giving up sugar. I don't break out as much. And my mental clarity is so much sharper. Trust me, I have the sweetest tooth. So I never thought I could get off it. But there's so many alternatives to sugar, like monk fruit sweetener, which tastes exactly like sugar, except there's no sugar alcohol. So now that I've been switching over to non-sugar,
can you see me?
It's been so great.
Can you see me?
Oh, I can see you.
Okay, because you're all fuzzy. I have horrible internet connection in my place, so I hope that I'm loud and clear. You're a little fuzzy, but I just want to make sure that you're able to see me. Yeah.
As long as I'm warm and fuzzy, then that's okay.
Yes, you're always warm and fuzzy. But fuzzy nonetheless right now, so I don't know. There might be some technical difficulties, but
don't worry, love. You know what? It's like I was saying to everyone that we are all hunkered down at home quarantining, which, by the way, is saving lives. So thanks to everyone for doing that.
Yeah, thank you.
But it's everyone's the internet speeds are just next to nothing because everyone's
yeah, I mean, first world problems for sure. I mean, I'm grateful to even have, to have that as a problem right now. But yeah, it's been horrible. And I've been trying to do all of my school and stuff, and I have no connection. And I know if my neighbor upstairs is using his internet too, because us at the same time, it's awful. It's absolutely awful. So that might be what's happening.
But so you've been busy with school now.
Yeah, I've been busy with school. I decided to do summer courses because I was like, why not get ahead? I have nothing else to do. So I've been doing that. I just started back. So I got really no break between my winter semester and my spring semester, but it's fine. I mean, like I said, what else am I going to be doing? So yeah, I've been doing that. I just did it literally before I was on the phone. So I was just like, okay, I got to get this done. I have 15 minutes to try and pull myself together here. But yeah.
You never cease to amaze me because I see you on set. You've got so many lines to memorize. You're on set for very long hours. And sometimes in very challenging climate
situations. Yeah. Yeah, that's for
climactic
sure.
situations. And then I also see you in the makeup chair, just getting on, doing your work, and making sure that
it's true. It's so true. Done. I literally like I'll sit in the hair and makeup trailer and I'll just like the connection in there is close to nothing. So I have to like open everything up while I'm in my room and go, okay, what do I need to do? Yeah. And then I have to like run back in while they're in the middle of doing my hair and like get the connection back and then come back in and I'm just typing away.
But yeah, you're queen of multitasking. You're queen of multitasking. I don't know how you do it.
Thank you. I don't know about that one. I think it's just because, I mean, I've been on Legacies now, going on our 3rd season, and I've been playing this role. I know. I've been playing this role now for, I mean, this will be my 4th year, so I feel like it's very comfortable for me. So it's just like I can, you know, I feel like I can do it without feeling too, I don't know, scatterbrained, I guess you can say.
Yeah.
So, but I enjoy it. It gives me something like really structured to do, and it like in a way kind of centers me weirdly, because our lives are always so, you know, go, so unpredictable. Yeah. And I feel like it just kind of gives me something to focus on outside of all of that. So, yeah.
But it's such a blessing in disguise to have your schoolwork too during this quarantine. I mean, other than schoolwork, how are you keeping? Like, are you reading lots of books or catching up on binge watching shows or TV?
I mean, I'm trying. I started reading. I did start reading. That's something I've like never really done before because I feel like we're always reading scripts and stuff and I just never really found the time. And then once I started college too, I was like, I literally read all day long. I don't want to, you know, use that as a hobby right now. But since I have more time, I was like, there's only so many shows I can watch, okay, or that I have watched already. Yeah. And I was like, you know, I can't really go outside all that much. It's been really rainy here. So I'm like, okay. And so I was like, why not try reading? So I just finished The Alchemist. It's like a classic book. Yeah, it's such a sweet book. I love it. And I just ordered some new ones. So we'll see.
Which ones did you get?
I got, someone was recommending me, I think it's called The Picture of Dorian Gray. It's a classic book. I'm embarrassed to not know the name. Picture of Dorian Gray. So I wanted to try that one. And then I got, what was it called? I got a like mystery book, like a murder mystery book. It's a newer one. I don't remember what it's called, but my grandma is like a huge reader. Like she'll go through 3 books in a week. Like I've been sending her books on Amazon being like, what do you want now? And then I send her all the ones that I finished. I'm just like, here you go. So we've been like having our own little book club, but yeah, I just got a new murder mystery. So we'll see what happens.
Oh, I always love a good murder mystery.
You're frozen.
Yeah, it's internet again. We'll just pause for a second whilst you unfreeze or I unfreeze. Am I frozen?
You're frozen. Okay, you're back, I think.
Just hang tight. Let's see if we can ride this through. I know. You know what? Also, love.
Oh.
You still here? It's okay, love. You know what? Just check and make sure that I've closed up all my other pages, my apps on my other, you know, on your phone. So none of them else are running. So it's just Instagram running. I find that helps too.
Oh, that could be it. I'm trying to think. I wonder if okay, you're back right now.
Okay. So web gal saying it's on your end that you're freezing, love, but that's probably because of the internet, which is absolutely understandable.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's, I don't
know. They said, okay, guys, just tell us if you can still see Danielle. Let's see. I know I'm seeing lots of hellos. Chill out with, let's see. Got lots of love here. Danny, are you still on, love? So we have a decision to make then. Are you on Wi-Fi or are you on your service provider?
I couldn't hear you. What did you say?
Are you on Wi-Fi, love, or are you on your service provider?
You're frozen. Of course.
I'm almost thinking, let me text. Let me see. I'm thinking that maybe I'll do a text here because that might help. and then we can do this. Sorry, guys, but this is what we're all going through right now. Da, da, da. I'm texting you, love. Are you Wi-Fi or your phone provider? Phone provider might actually, don't mind us, have a cup of tea. Phone provider might actually. And Instagram. Okay. So just bear with us. Thanks, guys. Danielle's just going to check her Wi-Fi and see if maybe it might be better if she switches to her phone provider.
Hey, hello.
Hey,
hi.
Yeah.
All right, I'm on my phone provider, so maybe this
Hi.
will work.
Yay!
Okay, we'll see. I don't know.
Yeah, you know what? Sometimes when my Wi-Fi, no, I can hear you, love. Sometimes when the Wi-Fi is too weighed down by too many people using it, the phone provider's better.
Yeah, that's what it is right now. Everyone's home and using like Wi-Fi connection, and I live in a condo, so.
But you're here. You're here.
I'm here, as long as it stays.
I know. Don't worry. Everyone's so understanding, and they're just so happy to see your beautiful face on here too. So
I
as
know,
am
I'm
I.
making an actual appearance. I've been a hermit for so long.
You know what though? This is a judgment-free zone. I think what we're going through obviously is unprecedented, and I've been reading a lot of articles by psychologists and therapists saying that everyone deals with this in such a different way, and there's no right or wrong. And
yeah,
we shouldn't feel the pressure of having to be productive and doing things. And if it feels right, take this time to rest. And you've been filming for, by the way, for what, 10 months?
I mean, we both have. Yeah. I mean, I
So-
feel like with our industry, it's constant, even when you're not, filming something actively, you're always trying to get the next job. And so this is like the first time that I feel like I can just relax and take a moment to myself and really focus on my life, and just like my relationships and my family and my friends. And it's been really, I'm grateful to say that. But I've been trying to just take a mental break from everything, and it's been really rewarding. So, yeah.
And it's so important to do.
Yeah, I mean, we have to.
Yeah. Take that time, listen to your body. Our bodies tell us things and send us messages. And if we're feeling tired, it's telling us, I'm tired. I need
tired.
to take a break. And the news and everything, it's so important to keep informed. But I've often said to the gang on here that, take your breaks. You can always do a roundup catch up at the end of the day, or do it first thing in the morning, not at night. Relax and just, this is all about nurturing and doing things that are going to help you get through this challenging time. And by the way, this challenge, so I gave Danielle 2 choices of challenges, and I'm so glad that you picked the self-love list.
I love this one.
Did you see all the posts?
Yes, I was seeing all these posts, and it was warming my heart. I was like sitting there just smiling, scrolling through them. And it was like, I absolutely love this challenge. I really loved it.
It's so hard to write down. I know it's hard to write 5 things you love about yourself, because I mean, it's only human nature that it's very easy for us to say, oh, I wish my hair was straight or curly, or I wish I was taller, or whatever it is. It's so easy for us to say those things. But what would happen about if you reversed it and said, well, hang on a second, let's write about the things that you do love about yourself. And it was really interesting to see everyone say, oh my gosh, this is really hard. But so wonderful for them to just write it down. And actually in one of the Q&As, Under the Feather, she said, what are 5 things that each of you love about yourself?
Oh, I love that. Oh boy.
What do you love about yourself, love?
Oh gosh, it is hard. It's hard.
Isn't it?
Yeah, especially on the spot. Now we're on the spot.
I know.
Let's see. I love how hardworking I am. That's a big one. How
Yeah.
we go back and forth. Okay, so I do one, now
Okay.
your turn, you do one.
I like to think I have a big heart.
Yeah. Karen has one of the biggest hearts out of any person I've ever met in my life. Like she's an angel. She's a literal angel. You just like, you're around her and you're always in like the best mood right afterwards. It's amazing the power you have. It's amazing.
And I'll say, and I love you for saying that, says the girl who is one of the most hardworking girls that I know in this industry.
Thank you.
But the thing is, you do it with such grace and you make it look so easy.
You.
And I know for a fact it's not.
Thank you.
You know, so you set the bar high of in a good way for
Thank
so
you.
many, you know, kids and teens, and even no matter how old, you know, you are just so naturally inspiring. So thank you for that.
Oh, thank
so
you.
that was one. So that was one.
Okay.
You got four more.
Oh God, four more. It's weird, you know. You like, I feel like society always tells us, you know, to degrade ourselves constantly, and you know, if you say good things about yourself, you're being selfish, and that's just so not the case. I would actually encourage people to do this every day, even if it's just one or two things, you know, to point out about yourself and to just shift that, you know, negative thinking we've been conditioned to think about ourselves into a positive like affirmation or something about yourself. I think it's really life-changing. Okay, now I say that and I haven't been doing it, but okay, number two. Let's see. I like to think I'm really, I guess, thoughtful. I'm a very, very empathetic person, so I think I'm pretty thoughtful. I think.
You are.
I like to think that about myself.
So I know it's such a weird thing, but that you are in spades, love.
Thank you. Thank you.
You know, you are definitely a leader, and you lead by example, and
thank you.
And especially with, you know, being on a show like Legacies, you know, it's all family. But you're always there, lending an ear to everyone, and you're a true leader in that sense, you know. I see that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes to empathy. Yes, that you are. Gosh, okay, second one. Let me see. I've got a really infectious laugh, I'm told. So
yes, you do. You have such an infectious laugh. Whenever Karen and I hang out together, we're always just nonstop laughing. It's like she'll say something, or she'll just start laughing, and all of a sudden you're just like, you're just a pile of laughter. Yes, that's very true.
When we go for our brunches, our Sunday, Danielle and I do this thing. So, you know, every so often when we're not tired and catching up on sleep on a Sunday, we'll meet up and choose a new restaurant and go out for a girly brunch and then a shop afterwards or a stroll.
Yeah, it's so dangerous. We're so dangerous together.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, we really are. We're always like, I'm always like, Karen, you need to tell me not to get this. Please tell me not to get this. And she's always like, but it looks so good on you.
You know what it is too, love, is because you work such long hours. You don't have the time to do even the simplest things, like going out just to do window shopping. So when we do go out, that's why it can be dangerous, because we're just like, oh, but you deserve that. You work hard for it. You deserve it. You know. Yeah.
You have to treat yourself. You have to reward yourself every once in a while. Everything in moderation, but you have to reward yourself every once in a while. Yeah. It's crucial.
Okay. It's so important. We're never going to say no to something nice for ourselves.
Yeah, no, you can't. Self-care. Yeah. Self-care comes in many different forms.
Yeah.
So
that's true. Okay, so number three.
Number three. Oh, I'm trying to think. Oh boy. I like to think. I'm a very committed person, I guess. With everything I do, I like 100% commit to doing it, whether it's, you know, in my work or in my life or in my relationships. I feel like even with my friend group, I'm a very, you know, I very much so base my group of people off of commitment. And, you know, I guess just everyone that's close to me is very, very close to me and is like family. So I'm a very like committed person, and I do everything with meaning, I guess you could say.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That I highly agree. Because I was gonna say about myself too that I'm very passionate about things. So when I do things,
Yeah, it's a
like
good word.
you put all your heart and soul into it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'd absolutely say the same about you. Absolutely. You are very, very passionate, very driven.
Okay, number 4.
Number 4, I think I'm pretty open-minded. You know, I'm always like open to learning new things, experiencing new things. That excites me. So, open-mindedness, willingness to learn, I guess, is a better description of it.
Yeah. Oh no,
Yeah.
hands down. I mean, especially playing a
Thank you.
character like Hope, you're constantly doing new things. I feel like one minute I see you on stage and you're like jumping off on a harness into a pit. Next thing I see, you've got all this gunk all over yourself from a spider. So I'm just like,
it's always something new. Literally always.
And you always look gorgeous. Okay. I'm like, how is this possible?
I don't know about
that she's got gunk all over herself, but she still looks great. It's like,
oh, thanks.
You know.
I appreciate
that. Okay, so 4th one about me. This is hard.
Yeah, it's hard.
Okay, so my mom says, this is more a physical attribute. My mom says that for a petite girl, I've got great legs. So I was like, all right, I like my legs. I was like,
I love that. I love some body positivity.
So, right?
Yeah.
I think it's so important. That's one thing I love about Lizzo. She's so all about body positive, being positive, and
she's so incredibly courageous and brave for being, you know, one of the few people to just really put herself out there and just be like, I don't really care what you guys think, you know, this is my body and I love my body, and I think that, you know, it's been so powerful. That's why I love Lizzo, and I love her music too. Her music is all about it. I love her music.
She's so good. We love Lizzo.
She's so good. She's so great.
So she actually, watching, you know, her videos or interviews talking about being body positive, that actually played a huge impact on me. And then I was starting to not complain so much about where I'm falling short, literally, on different things. You know?
Yeah, well.
And so but then you and I share the same height, so I feel like we're united as sisters in so many ways.
Oh my God, completely. I kind of love my height for me, I guess. I feel like, because I feel like when you're an actor too, it's so much easier to just like be paired with literally anyone also. It just makes things so much easier.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I like being shorter.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Good things come in small packages as well.
Good things come in small packages. But hey, if you're tall, good things can come in big packages too.
I know, right. But do you find though that sometimes you get paired up with an extremely tall actor beside you? I always get it all the time.
Literally all the time.
Yeah.
Look at Matt Davis. Matt Davis is what, 6'2"?
6'2".
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and whenever, because I always have to wear heels.
Me too.
In all of my shots, because even when I'm not like in the wide shots where you're seeing my shoes, I always wear wedges or something, because the height difference is just so insane that like you can't even fit us in the same 2 shot. It's ridiculous.
That's the same thing when I'm doing scenes with Matt too. They've either got to give me those the wedges,
the apple boxes. Yeah, the apple boxes. I spent a lot of my time on those.
And I'm like, oh my gosh. And then Matt was teasing me once where he was just like crouching down, and I'm like, yeah, stay like that. That's right.
Stay like that. That's better.
Yeah. So we can be at the same, you know. But and same Jenny, level. Of course, Jenny.
Yeah,
and
Jenny.
They're tall.
Literally everyone in our cast
they're all taller than us.
So much taller. I've never I walk onto set and I have to look up at everyone. It's crazy.
It's you and me both.
I know, we're just like, okay.
We'll just stick together. We're the 5'3"
we'll just stick together.
Here, right here.
Exactly.
We're happy.
I embrace it though. I just embrace it.
We've got one more thing that we love about ourselves.
Okay. One more thing we love about ourselves. I guess I nut, I guess. I am very, very comfortable in the skin that I'm in, just with my body, just with my, like, you know, with myself as a whole. I have like a really strong sense of love for the skin that I'm in. Um, and I don't feel any shame or any, like I have to be different, I guess, if that makes any sense. That my body has to be different. I don't have to change, you know, I really feel comfortable. Um, and a lot of love towards how I look and who I am.
Yeah.
So love all around, I guess you could say.
That's so good. You know, my father always told me since I was a little girl, to every time I'd say, "Oh, I love you, daddy," he'd be like, "Yes, but you have to love yourself first."
Yeah,
And I never
it's where it all begins.
yeah, I never understood that because I thought, "Oh no, that's arrogant. That's being, you know,
Mm-mm.
selfish and everything." But it's only, I think, as you get older and you develop more life experience that you realize that. Um, to be a better person to your friends, your loved ones, your family, it has to start within first. You have to love and respect
Absolutely.
yourself.
Absolutely.
And none of us are perfect. You know, none
No.
of us are perfect. And I feel like, especially in today's day and age, especially with social media, we live in such a comparative culture.
Oh,
Um,
God. Yeah.
it's so easy to compare, saying, well, I
Mm-hmm.
want that life, or I will
Mm-hmm.
only be happy when I have this.
Mm-hmm.
And that only brews unhappiness. And so this is why I'm so happy you chose this challenge, because it's so important to bring that self-love back to
Mm-hmm.
ourselves and say, okay, I'm not perfect, but it's okay. I love
Yeah.
myself no matter what. And
Yeah.
nobody's perfect, thank God. Even
Yeah.
the perfectly asymmetrically balanced, you know, looking
Right.
people, they're
Yeah.
still not perfect either, you know. So,
Mm-mm.
and it's okay. It's called being human, and
Yeah.
it's so important that I think moving forward, if this pandemic has taught us anything, is that we have to be more forgiving to ourselves, and
Mm-hmm.
we have to love ourselves more, and we have to stop comparing each other's
Yeah.
lives, you know?
I heard this really wonderful quote, and I don't remember who it was by, who it was from, who said it. I saw it somewhere, and it basically said, "I will not reserve my happiness for a later date, a later weight, a later size, you know, anything in my life. I will not reserve my happiness, you know, for the whens. You know, I will be happy now." And I think that that's just so important because we have a tendency
Yeah.
to, you know, constantly say, you know, I'll be happy when, just like you said. And so I think it's really important to, you know, take a moment and go, you know, it's great to have goals and it's great to have aspirations, but, you know, it's really, really important to just be grateful and happy with what you've got.
So true. Because when you act from a place of gratitude, um, and that would be my final thing that I would say about myself is
Mm-hmm.
I choose to be happy. I choose to see
It's
the
true.
gratitude in things, because when you see gratitude, it just kicks fear out the door.
Mm-hmm.
All
Yeah.
the anxieties or worries, it just kind of disappears because you remember the things that you're grateful for.
Mm-hmm.
um, and that plays such a huge shift in our frame of mind, you know. This
Absolutely.
this whole quarantine thing, we've got to look at it as a bit of a marathon in the sense where we do, it's important if we can do things physically to keep ourselves healthy that way, but it's also about the emotional stamina.
Mm-hmm.
We often think that exercise is all about a physical thing, but it's also a frame of mind, be it through, you know, meditation or doing things like
Mm-hmm.
reading a book or going for a walk with the mask on now,
With the
socially
mask on, yeah.
yeah, whatever.
Absolutely.
But just doing things that simple things that
Mm-hmm.
will lift our spirits and make us feel better. I think that's so important.
Yeah.
And knowing that if you don't have to be productive, you know, if you need to just sit and just veg and watch
Mm-hmm.
feel good films or TV, then that's okay too. It's
Mm-hmm.
whatever is going to make you feel better.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just it's whatever you need. It's, you know, day by day. It's so individual.
Yeah.
Some days, you know, I wake up in a worse mood and I'm like, I don't want to do anything today. I, you know, like yesterday I wasn't feeling well and I was like, you know, I usually would push myself to do this, to do this, to do this, and I was like, it's really, you shouldn't feel any regret for taking a moment to yourself and just going, it's okay to, not feel well. It's okay to be tired. It's okay to, have something going on in your life and not pushing yourself more than you need to push yourself.
Exactly.
You got to listen to yourself. It's really what it comes down to.
Yeah. And just acknowledging, I think it's important to acknowledge those feelings so that if you are not feeling 100% or you're feeling a bit down or anything, it's okay. But acknowledge those feelings because they're valid. You're feeling them for a reason.
Yeah.
And then remind yourself also that we are in a pandemic, something that a lot of us have never been through. But we'll get through it. Our grandmothers, grandfathers, forefathers, foremothers, they've been through much worse and have gotten through it. Although this is quite, terrible what's happening out there. But thank God for those on the front lines that
oh my God, yeah,
superheroes.
Yeah.
Not only in healthcare, but in the service industry that working so hard in the grocery stores or delivery people. Bless their hearts because they're there to make us be able to stay home safely. So so grateful for them.
Yeah, absolutely.
You have a bunch of Q&As, my dear, which is not surprising at all. So I went through a bunch of them, and thank you guys for tapping on the bottom. You'll see a question mark. And I'll read some out to Lady D here.
Okay.
Let's see. So at Cheryl's Instagram, she asked, what new skills have you picked up during quarantine?
I wouldn't say it's a skill, but I guess reading. I've been reading a lot, like I said. I don't know. I've been really refining my baking. That's what I've really been refining. I've been baking. I just baked last night. I've literally been baking every day, something new. And I got this those little cake trays, the cake pans or whatever. I bought one and I was like, I'm really gonna commit to this. I always I'm excited. I'm like, I can fill my cake tray today. So
oh my gosh, you've been baking? This makes me so happy. You've been baking.
Yeah. I've been refining that for sure. I think I've finally reached the level where I'm gonna attempt bread. I finally reached that point, guys. Yeah. So I just recently got some of the yeast and some of the I got all the ingredients that I needed basically.
Do you have to make a starter, or is someone going to give you a starter? Are you making a starter, or is someone going to give you it?
No, I'm making it. So it's going to be interesting. I've been trying to order everything online. I don't go to stores or anything. I'm trying to do my best to not go out anywhere, obviously. But yeah, I was trying to find all the ingredients online, and I was like, okay, I'm going to really commit to doing this. And so that's my next couple of weeks, I think.
But
so I've been refining that.
You have this time. Isn't it so exciting? You have this time to do things like this that brings so much joy, and it doesn't matter what the outcome is. It's the point is that you're doing something that's making you feel good, that brings joy.
It's true. It's like I said yesterday, I wasn't feeling well, and I was like, you know what? All I feel like doing is just baking some cookies. Reading a little bit, trying to just take care of myself, and it was one of the best days that I've had, honestly. But yeah, it's been nice to have time to do these things, that I've never been able to do before, because like I said, we're always going. And, when you're not working, you're trying to do laundry, grocery, whatever. So that's been really nice. So that's a skill, I guess I could say I've refined, but I haven't really picked up anything new, unfortunately.
No, but baking's a big thing. I feel like, have you watched all of the seasons of Great British Bake Off?
I haven't watched all the seasons, but let me tell you, that show is literally my everything. I love that show with every ounce of my being. It is the most wholesome, feel-good show, and I always get inspired. I'm just like, okay, I need a big English garden. I need a big kitchen. I need all these things to really do this.
When I watch it, Carl walks by and he says, you should see the look on your face right now. I'm like, why? He goes, you've got the cheesiest grin. So content watching British Bake Off. And all I want to do is just eat all those yummy cakes.
I just want to bread. That's it. I look at it and I want to eat. I get hungry and I'm like, okay, Danielle, you need to like not,
I know.
you know, you need to not. But it's really, it makes me want everything that they're making. So yes, I love that show.
But my point in all of this is that the fact that you are baking and then just going through different dishes that you are baking, that in itself, yeah, that's a skill.
It's fun. Yeah.
Yeah,
fun.
I love it. There's something so therapeutic about baking.
Yeah.
So I wish we were closer by, because I would say that, because we just we have a sourdough starter, so we made our first bread, and it was so, Carl put olives and rosemary from our garden into, I know, love. It was so yummy. Of course, it was demolished in 2 days.
Yeah, of course, but like still.
Yeah, but it was so fresh. I didn't bloat. Oh, funny enough, I didn't bloat because
it was homemade.
It's homemade.
Yeah.
Well, you can control what you put into
what you put in. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But sourdough is hard. You have to like, don't you have to fold it and knead it like every 20 minutes or something? Yeah, for like the first 2 hours, I believe. I could be wrong, but.
I told Carl, I said, that's the equivalent of a very high maintenance relationship. I'm
like a bit, yeah.
Damn. I'm like,
it's like, okay.
Like, elbow grease you got to put
really
into
elbowing it. Elbow grease, for sure.
And then you've got to prove it or something. Is it prove? Prove. Yeah, the term.
I don't know. I'm not super familiar with, like I said, I'm just making some plain old bread. Like, I'm not at sourdough level yet. One step at a time.
Do you remember on set when I was... we were trying to attempt to bake a banana choco bread?
Yes, I do. And you did it. You really did it. Karen makes this amazing banana chocolate nut bread or something. It's something like that. I don't even know what's in it. It's amazing. And so whenever I visited Karen, she always sends me home with some bread. And I think it was like one of your last days on set or something. And you were like, I'm going to do this for everyone. And I was like, okay. And she like brought all the ingredients. And then I think you went to catering or crafty or something. And they had an oven.
A very old oven.
Old oven, yeah. And you baked it in that. And it still came out amazing. But it was amazing. I was
just grateful. I thought this could be an epic fail. But fortunately, and I had Kim and Ryan, Bruna, help out. So, because I was just like, can you stir this in between a take? Okay, great. Love you.
Okay, great. Thanks.
It's like, don't let it burn. It's like,
don't let it burn. You know, it was really good.
It's so much fun on set. I mean, with everyone and you guys, like, it really is like a family, and you, every time I come back, I just, it's so hard to leave every time. I'm like, I love being here with you guys.
I know, it's so sad when you leave. It's so sad.
And then when I come back, it's just so joyous, and then I'm like,
I know.
Right, we're gonna do our girly brunches again, and we're
gonna do our brunches and our this and our that and our game nights. It's always so much fun.
Game nights.
Remember that? That was so much fun.
Those games that Bruna and Kim brought in, what was it, the werewolf or something we were playing?
Yeah, it was something like that. I don't know. He brought some like new games that I had never heard of before, and I was like, wow, my board game situation is not it. No, I have like one edition of Cards Against Humanity, and that's about, I think like Uno. That's it.
Yeah.
So
because I just remember when we were playing that werewolf game, and we were all having to close our eyes.
Oh,
we were just
and then you have to like
kids.
Do the thing and then be really quiet. Yeah.
That was so fun. That was such a good night. And it was raining. It was pouring rain, and we were all having Chinese.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh. Yeah. Thank goodness, thank goodness for memories, especially now. You know, we hold on to those memories. They help us get through.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. Okay. Next question, love. You ready?
I'm ready.
Let me see. Let me see. Oh, okay. So you talked about quarantine book recommendations already. That was at Jess.Allen. She asked about quarantine book. The Paulo Coelho one, for sure.
Yes. Yeah, for sure. It's an amazing.
Alchemist.
Like I said, I just started reading, guys. So I'm not like 5 books in yet. This is just a new thing that I'm trying to do. And who knows how long it's going to last, but I'm enjoying it right now. But definitely The Alchemist is a great one, because it's all kind of one enormous metaphor, I feel like. So you leave feeling like enriched, but also it's a pretty easy read. And it gives you like wanderlust as well, because it takes place in, you know, in Egypt, and I believe in Africa a little bit, and a little bit in Spain. So if you like wanderlust books, definitely recommend.
Another book that I love by Paulo Coelho is Manual of the Warrior of Light. And that, I would say, when you have a free moment, if you want to read another book, that is so good. It was life-changing for me.
Really?
I was in my, I think this is when I was about, oh my God, this makes me sound like a real old fart now.
Oh,
but
please.
when I was your age, around that time. But don't you find like every so often, a few years, you kind of come to a crossroads where you feel like the textbook or the manual, the working manual of what makes us tick as a person kind of feels like it needs an update or a rewiring.
Yeah.
So I felt like I needed that. I'm like, okay, I'm at this crossroads. I just feel like something's got to change. Like it's time to grow a little bit. And I didn't know what that was. And I read The Alchemist, and that was so profound. And then I read Manual of the Warrior of Light, and that was it. And funny enough, it just kind of brought a lot of clarity about things that I wanted in my life. And I find like, especially when you're in your 20s, the 20s are for trying different things, learning about making mistakes, learning from the mistakes, you know, struggling, because you're young enough to struggle, but and I don't mean in a negative way, like a good struggle, you know, where it is about growing and finding your way and learning about yourself. And I just felt like that book made such a huge difference to me. And shortly after then, I got my record deal, and I wrote this whole album about
the whole thing.
It was just so life-changing. So that book, along with The Alchemist, you can't
definitely
go wrong.
think about it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
At Carolyn Statzer, she says, what would your magic power be if you had one?
Well, that's a fun question. What would my magic power be if I had one? I think I would teleporting. Absolutely teleporting. I'd love to teleport because I'm always traveling, and when the world is normal, and I'm always away from my loved ones and my home. And so if I could just like be somewhere in the blink of an eye, or even avoid like even business travel, if I can just be somewhere in the blink of an eye, I think it would save me so much time. So teleporting,
no jet lag.
I think is my magic power. Huh?
No jet lag.
No jet lag ever. You just immediately be somewhere. How cool is that?
Yeah.
That's a good question. I like that question.
Isn't it? Because I feel like as Hope, what superpower don't you have? Like you've got it all covered, right?
I guess.
You're hybrid, so you can do anything you like.
I guess, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Emma has her one skill as a witch, so she can do all these spells and everything. I love how she can put spells to good use when it's needed, you know,
when
especially
needed, yeah.
Remember the slug episode where she had to sprinkle Axamander dust?
Yes, the Axamander dust. Yes, I
from
absolutely
the Roman
remember
Empire.
that. I do. That was a fun episode, actually, because that was the episode we were right about to premiere the show, and so it was really exciting for all of us because we didn't know. It was the unknown, you know. We didn't know how people were going to receive the show because it's very different, and so it was always a fun energy on set with that episode. And the episode itself was just so much fun. It really was. It was one of my favorite experiences.
I loved it. You know, one of my favorite moments is in that episode, I think, is when Landon was starting to play on the guitar, and watching your reaction to it was just, oh, you're so good.
You. Oh,
it was such a lovely moment. Like you could see the appreciation, the love, and the joy that you brought to Hope in that moment. It was just so
thank you. I mean, can we talk about the fact that like Karen threw down? She really did. with your all by myself number. I mean, I think everyone was like, oh my God. Like she's a real singer here, as we were all like. I don't know how this is going to turn out. This is going to be whatever. And Karen was just like, that's going to be fine. And then like really delivered this incredible performance. We were all just like, oh my God. Can we talk about that one?
No, you were very kind, because in the studio, it was a whole other story. Like because when Julie said, oh, we want you to sing All by Myself, excuse me, I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
That's not an easy song.
No, not at all. Are you kidding me?
And all I kept thinking was, please not the big point, the climactic point.
Yeah, like the big.
Let it not be that bit. And of course it was that bit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, you crushed it. Are you kidding me? You crushed it. I'm telling you, like, people were talking about that moment for at least weeks afterwards, being like, did you know Karen was like a real singer? I mean, yeah, she had a record deal and everything, but like, you were just amazing. You really were absolutely amazing.
Thank you, love. Yeah. I was just I was excited but so nervous, and Matt and I had so much fun when we were filming that.
I know. Scenes.
Mm-hmm. And of course, I had to have that prosthetic slug up my nose.
Up your nose, yeah.
And Matt couldn't stop laughing, and I was like, Matt, we are not going to get through this scene if you continue, because that's going to make me laugh. Because I just look up at him having to be completely normal with this thing on my nose.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Mm-hmm.
And then the week after, I think we were filming about the Beatles. Remember those Beatles?
Yes, I remember those Beatles. They're called tuxedo Beatles. I don't know if anyone knows what tuxedo Beatles are. They're really beautiful. They really are, but huge, like absolutely huge. And they make these like loud noises, and they were huge. And you had to have them on you.
And watching Demetrius's face when he'd be looking, he'd be like,
yeah.
And I'm like, what are you doing? I was like, I don't want to know through your face
where we're going. There's a beetle crawling all over you. Yeah.
Those screams were real. That was not acting.
Yeah.
Everyone on crew and Julie, they were all laughing so hard because they knew that I was actually having the most existential breakdown, thinking, oh my God,
there's beetles crawling all over me, and this is what I'm doing at work today.
But see, you have to deal with that all the time, no matter what.
I mean, not beetles crawling all over me. No.
Yeah.
No, not beetles crawling all over me. In the first episode, we had a rat for the spell. And I felt so badly. These little rats were like so scared too, because, you know, that this is like literally what they do. They get paid to like make these, you know, appearances. But it was so sweet, and it was just like in my hand, and I was like, I don't want to have to fake hurt you.
I know.
Not that any rats were, you know, harmed or anything, but it was really sweet. That was the only time I think I've ever had to deal with like a live creature on that set. So.
Well, we have time for one or two more questions. I can't believe how quickly this hour's gone by, though.
I know.
We have to do this again. Will you do tea with me again? Maybe we can do baking together or something.
Yes, that's what we're gonna have to do.
We're gonna have
to be baking together. Yes.
You can pick the baking dish, and then we'll bake it together on an Instagram
live. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it'll be our own personal baking show. British Bake Off who?
Yeah. And then we'll come up with different versions, I'm sure. They'll be
God.
Wait, that wasn't supposed to look like that.
Not supposed to be it. Absolutely not, no.
This is a really good question from Buckingham. They ask, is there a song in your lives that is helping you feel happier during these last few weeks? Like a theme song or something.
A theme song?
Yeah. Do you have like a song that you play and it just immediately picks your spirits up?
I don't know. I don't know. I wouldn't say I have like one particular song that I play. I guess I love listening to house music, so I feel like you know, that's always like a very uplifting genre of music, if you will. So I don't know. I guess I've just been using my usual playlist, I suppose.
Yeah. But that makes you feel good. Like you play your good music, and then you just, I love that you love house music. Like my husband, guys, Carl, is a music producer, and there was a song that he had produced that Danielle knew about, and she's like, "Wait, is that Carl?"
That's your husband? I was
Yeah.
like, what? That's amazing.
I love that you love house music. So
Yeah, no, my boyfriend was actually the one who got me into it in the first place, and so he's always, like, talk about someone who loves music.
Yeah.
He listens to music literally like all day long, and so he's always introducing me to new songs and happy songs and everything. So I guess I get a lot of my music from him recently. But you know what I do listen to a lot whenever I do schoolwork is jazz music. I really love listening to jazz music. So that's just like, I put my headphones in and I just do my work and I just let it. A lot of people don't like jazz. I'm coming to realize with people I've been talking to, but I absolutely love it. So
they have to explore, because I think that there's all kinds of jazz music. You know, Carl's first love is jazz music.
Really, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Even though he comes from a dance background when he was doing stuff with David Guetta, but it all started from his love of jazz. So anything from Girl to Billie Holiday to Dizzy, you know, or any of those greats. I mean, he just loves jazz music. I love big band music too, because it just kind of takes you to another era, like our film noir episode.
I loved that episode. That was a lot of fun. Honestly, I think that was probably the most fun I've had all season, was doing that episode. It was so unique, and we never thought we'd get to do like a period piece either, because we felt like it wouldn't make sense. They found a way to make it make sense. So, but it was fun. It was like being on a different show for a second, you know?
Yeah.
It was like this, it was crazy. I don't know.
You looked so stunning. Everyone.
Thank you, ditto.
Just thank you. Everyone looks so beautiful and was so good.
It was. And the hair and makeup team and our costumes team and you know, Mike Rapsick, who was our director, and our one of our DPs, they did an amazing job with that episode. It was really a lot of fun. Yeah.
So, because we only have a couple of minutes left, you're obviously looking forward to season 3 when you can go back.
Yeah.
You know, but anything you want to say to the fans?
I just want to say thank you guys for participating in this challenge in the last couple of days. It was really heartwarming to see all of your responses. It really was. It completely lifted up my spirits. So I'm really happy that everyone participated, and for everyone who's been here for this hour with us just chatting, like literally as if we normally would, you know, when we're on FaceTime together. So thanks for, you know, sitting with us.
Any advice you give just over the next coming weeks, like to get through all of this? Just, you know, it could be even binge watching through Legacies.
Yeah, that could be it. I'd say just take care of yourself, you know, do what's right for you, and you know, obviously proceed with caution with everything that you're doing right now, but really just be gentle with yourself. And you know, I myself struggle with anxiety, so I've been having good days and bad days, and I know that this has been a time that's flared up a lot for people. So I just take care of you and do what's right for you, and appreciate each other. That's a big thing. Yeah,
and appreciate yourself too.
Yeah, and appreciate yourself too. That's what this challenge is all about. So show yourself some love.
You know what else helps? Remember the tapping?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, Karen has introduced me to tapping. She loves it. You're gonna have to do a whole thing about that.
Yeah, we can do it together in between baking.
In between baking, we'll do the tapping and everything.
This bread will come out amazing.
It's gonna be right. Just gotta manifest it. It's gonna be great.
I love you so much. I miss you
terribly. I know, I miss you too. Thank you for having me. This was so much fun to just chat with everyone.
I know. Well, we'll do it again. We'll do a baking one next. Yeah?
Okay. Yes, we'll do that.
Okay. Deal.
Okay.
You have the most wonderful day, and
mwah. Mwah. You too.
Bye, sweetheart.
Bye.